So Donald Trump saves Hollywood as woke Hollywood is basically left stunned. We're going to go ahead and get into these developments. Welcome back to Views with Hughes, Culture and News. This is Jerome Hughes. Now, let's go ahead and so something pretty wild that just hit the news and stuff. Hollywood, the land of glitz, glam, and lately not so great movies, has actually been in a bit of a slump, as you all know. You see, streaming is struggling, ideas are stale, and honestly, I mean, it seems like the magic's gone. But in true Donald Trump fashion, here comes the plan that actually got everybody buzzing and talking and everything. And I mean, everything. So just before Donald Trump made an announcement, as you all know, that's equal parts bold and controversial. You see, he named Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson, and Jon Voight, all three actors, as special ambassadors to Hollywood. Yep, you heard that correctly. These guys are officially on the team to go ahead and bring back the sparkle to Tinseltown and hopefully some jobs too. Okay, now let's be real. I know what y'all are thinking. Sylvester Stallone, Mel Gibson, Jon Voight. I mean, they're the same guys who've been either loved or hated for years. Well, yeah, but all three of them have openly supported Donald Trump. You see, they supported Donald Trump at some point, and they've got resumes that go on for miles. Stallone, for example, is still crushing it in Hollywood, especially with his series and stuff. And he's not just Rocky or Rambo. This dude's a legend who's stayed relevant in a way that's rare. Okay. And then there's Mel Gibson. I mean, yeah, he's had his share of, controversies, but the man's talent, let's be honest, is undeniable. And then there's also Jon Voight. He's practically a walking piece of Hollywood history, okay? Now, these are three big names, and like it or not, they've got the chops to go ahead and get everyone's attention, okay, whether it's positive or negative. But of course, the announcement didn't really sit well with anyone. You see, the usual suspects came out swinging. Certain folks in the media and woke Hollywood are quick to just simply roll their eyes or flat out criticize. But let's be real here. Donald Trump isn't picking these gentlemen to go ahead and be politically correct. Now, this movie is simply about symbolism. It's about sending a message. You see, Donald Trump's looking at the bigger picture here, how to actually restore what many of us see as a lost golden age of Hollywood. And does Hollywood need it? But forget the woke Hollywood stuff for a second. The real issue here is jobs, okay? Behind all the glitz are thousands of everyday people who work on movie sets, TV sets, and in all the behind the scene roles that make the magic happen, okay? Now, those jobs, they're starting to disappear, okay? What's causing the whole mess? Well, let's be real. It's simply a mix of things. You see, streaming platforms overextended themselves by pumping billions into content that no one is watching. And then there's also the fact that Hollywood's been, outsourcing like crazy. Now, did you know that Disney's been pouring money into filming in the UK? Why is that? Because of tax breaks. It's cheaper to film overseas than in California. And that's a big part of, why so many productions are packing up and leaving. You see, they're chasing those sweet financial incentives and stuff, and places like Georgia are actually cashing in. You see, Georgia, by the way, has been killing it with their tax credits for film productions, okay? That's no surprise right there, and other states may follow suit. But for now, California's bleeding jobs, and woke Hollywood focused more on simply pushing woke agendas than actual good quality storytelling, and it's not helping. And the woke Hollywood crowd seems more intent on messaging than on entertaining. Okay. But then back to Donald Trump's dream team. Okay. Now, what exactly are they supposed to do? Well, I'm gonna let you all know this right now. They're not going to go ahead and march into Disney or Netflix and start bossing people around. That's not the point. You see, these guys are ambassadors, not regulators. They're there to shine a spotlight on the issues and hopefully steer things in a better direction. Now, for instance, could they push for policies that make it easier, to film in the U.S.? Maybe could they help smaller studios get the resources they need to complete? That's actually the hope right there. But I mean, I'll just be honest with you. It's not like, Mel Gibson is going to go ahead and walk into Disney Animation and say to start with the whole woke Hollywood stuff. That's not his role. And even if it was, it's not like, Disney's going to listen. You see, they're too big to even care what one guy thinks. But where this could really make a difference is with the smaller studios. Now think about it. There are tons of indie filmmakers out there and smaller production companies that are hungry for a shot. You see, they don't have the budgets of Disney or Warner Brothers studio, but they've got the ideas. They've got passion. Now, imagine exactly what they could do with a little help: better funding, affordable locations, access to top-notch equipment, so on and so forth. Now, that's where Donald Trump's initiative could shine. You see, Donald Trump's vision includes basically just supporting these different underdogs to go ahead and simply rise above the woke Hollywood noise, something that a lot of people are looking forward to seeing. And look what's happening in other industries. Take comic books, for example. You see, Skybound, as you all know, recently picked up the rights to G.I. Joe and Transformers, and they're absolutely crushing it right now. You see, these comics are some of the best read that's been read in years. Just goes to show what happens when you put beloved properties in the hands of people who actually care. Okay, now exactly why can't woke Hollywood do the same? Give these smaller studios the tools that they need and let them create. I mean, who knows? Maybe the next big blockbuster comes from a studio that you've never heard of. But with Donald Trump's Team Trump focusing on making things better, I mean, it's actually possible. And if they can help indie creators push back against, the whole woke Hollywood machine, I mean, that's definitely a win for everyone. Okay, but I mean, let's be real. Here's another thing to think about: the woke Hollywood agenda. It's annoying, and it's a big reason why a lot of us have stopped actually watching certain shows or even movies. But the bigger issue is the people behind the scenes. Not everyone in Hollywood is some activist or writer and everything, or producer and stuff, pushing an agenda. Most of them are just regular people who are trying to make a living. You see, set designers, camera operators, costume designers and stuff. Yeah, they're actually not the ones deciding what goes in the script. You see, they're just doing their jobs. And when woke Hollywood tanks, they're the ones who get hurt the most. You see, the influence of woke Hollywood has actually overshadowed these efforts of these hardworking individuals who don't even have anything to do with that corrupt agenda. Okay, and that's why Donald Trump's move makes sense. You see, it's not about dictating what kind of movies get made. It's actually about, creating an environment where Hollywood can actually thrive again. Now, an environment where jobs come back, where studios have actually a huge reason to stay in California, instead of just simply fleeing to Canada or the UK. And Donald Trump's team of ambassadors that includes Stallone, Gibson, and Voight might not have all the answers, but let's be real. They've got the experience to start asking the right questions. Okay. Now, if Donald Trump knows the importance of tackling woke Hollywood and reviving an industry that's actually strayed from its roots. All right. And let's not forget about the power of inspiration. You see, Hollywood, as you all know, used to be a place where dreams came true, where anything felt possible. And somewhere along the way, I mean, that thing right there got lost. I mean, maybe it's time to bring back that feeling and everything. Maybe it's time to go ahead and remind people why they fell in love with movies in the first place. Because, I mean, let's face it, we could all use a little more magic in our lives and stuff. Even Donald Trump's plan acknowledges that pushing back against, woke Hollywood and everything can actually help rekindle that magic. Okay. So be honest. What do you think? Can Donald Trump and his trio really make a difference? Will Trump's plan to bring back Hollywood's golden age work, or is it just another form of craziness or bad idea? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoy what was shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button and share the video far and wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already, you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. So then, peace.